Disinformation messages have found fertile ground in the Balkans during the coronavirus crisis. Theories frequently center on the origins of the virus, attributing it to everything from biological weapons to 5G and a conspiracy to sell harmful vaccines. A frequent theme in disinformation narratives has been that authoritarian regimes are better able to cope with the coronavirus crisis, or indeed with any other crisis. Unlike liberal democracies, it is claimed that centralized systems can mobilize a quicker response and harness their industrial capacity for the production of medical equipment. We will explore these narratives in depth with 3 young democracies in the Balkans: Bulgaria, Romania, and Serbia. According to the Bulgarian sociological agency Trend, 43% of Bulgarians believe that the coronavirus is artificially created for the profit of pharmaceutical companies. 40% believe that the virus is a biological weapon created to reduce the Earth's population. 22% think that a potential vaccine will implant a chip to control humans. 21% consider that Bill Gates is orchestrating the coronavirus pandemic, and 12% are convinced that the virus is spread via 5G technology. UNICEF Bulgaria's research on the attitudes of teenagers towards COVID-19 was particularly telling. 2/3 of surveyed teenagers believe that the coronavirus is a biological weapon. This is likely because younger, more tech-savvy generations are distrustful of the inconsistency and uncertainty presented by public authorities when communicating about the crisis. Opposition to vaccines and 5G in Bulgaria has primarily remained on social media. A small protest by the ultra-nationalist Vazrajane party, however, occurred in front of the Bulgarian parliament building. The situation in Serbia is somewhat different. Even prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, Serbian pro-government media reported favorably about Russia and China while maintaining Eurosceptic narratives. When the pandemic began, President Vučić said dramatically that EU solidarity does not exist due to the alleged ban on free import of medical equipment from the EU. The import was not in fact banned, but subject to special permits. Vučić instead chose to emphasize that only the Chinese could help the Serbs in a swift manner. The EU was initially slow in responding to the crisis, but provided more than 93 million euros total, making it a key donor for Serbia and the broader Balkan region's fight against COVID-19. Information about Chinese and Russian aid is more opaque as few official statistics are available. Romania's coronavirus disinformation narrative also follows an anti-EU discourse. Long-standing grievances in Romania, such as the country being an EU colony, have been brought forward. Romanian disinformation states that the Western EU states focused on their own well-being and were unconcerned with the second-hand EU members and allocating EU support fairly. A common claim is that Germany and other influential EU states will get the lion's share of annual relief funding. This has not been the case. Eastern and Southern Europe, particularly Romania, have been amongst the biggest beneficiaries of EU emergency and recovery funding.